Big news for Denver Broncos fans. This might be the kind of draft update you've been hoping for. According to a respected NFL source, the Broncos are projected to select Ashton Jeanty with the 20th overall pick in this year's draft. In this video, we'll break down that mock draft, examine what would need to happen for this to actually become a reality, and take a look at the most accurate mock draft experts from the past 2 years to see who they predict Denver will pick this year. Now, let's be honest, even the best mock drafters only get about a third of their picks right. Still, it's always exciting to explore these possibilities and see where things might be heading. One source that consistently offers great insight is The Ringer. Their NFL show includes a team of seasoned analysts and former beat reporters, all with solid connections around the league. Their latest collaborative mock draft placed Ashton Jeanty with Denver at pick 20, which would be a huge win for the Broncos. But what would need to happen for Jeanty to realistically fall to that spot? Well, let's start with the teams ahead of Denver, especially those that have been linked to Jeanty. One of them is the Las Vegas Raiders, picking at number 6. It's rare to see a running back go that early unless the team has already addressed its other needs. The reality is running backs simply aren't valued like edge rushers, offensive linemen, or wide receivers anymore. For context, the NFL's highest paid running back earns about the same as the league's 23rd ranked wide receiver. The Raiders, who struggled last season and missed the playoffs, have holes all over their roster, especially on the offensive line. If an offensive tackle like Will Campbell is still available, especially if the Patriots pass on him due to concerns over arm length, Las Vegas might go with a lineman instead. Quarterback Shedder Sanders could also be in the mix there, depending on how things shake out. Then there's pick number 10, the Chicago Bears. They've heavily invested in rookie quarterback Caleb Williams this offseason and have been focused on improving protection for him. Given their moves so far, using that pick to continue building the offensive line makes much more sense than going for a running back like Jeanty. The Bears already have a strong tight end in Cole Kmet, and they recently added DeAndre Swift, who's familiar with offensive coordinator Ben Johnson from their previous time together. It looks like Chicago is following a proven strategy, one that worked well for the Eagles when they made their Super Bowl run. Win in the trenches, apply pressure with 4 defenders, and disrupt top-tier quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes. For the Bears, that same strategy applies in the NFC North. They'll need to get after quarterbacks like Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and J.J. McCarthy, so it wouldn't be surprising if they went with a defensive player in the first round instead of a running back. Now let's talk about pick number 12, the Dallas Cowboys. This team has multiple roster holes, and if Ashton Jeanty is still available when they're on the clock, it would be tough for Jerry Jones to pass him up. He's known for making splashy picks, and this could be one of them. Landing Jeanty at 20 would be a dream scenario for Denver. It would be a huge moment and could make draft night unforgettable for Broncos fans. But let's also take a closer look at what some of the most accurate mock draft analysts are projecting. The Mock Draft Database and Huddle Report have rankings based on how accurate draft analysts have been over the last 5 years. One name that stands out is Brendan Donahue from Sharp Football Analysis. Last year, he ranked among the top in mock draft accuracy. In his latest projection, Donahue has Jeanty going to the Raiders at pick 6. He predicts the Bears will take tight end Tyler Warren, which is interesting considering they already have Cole Kmet. The Cowboys, in his mock, are taking wide receiver Tetaroa McMillan. That brings us to the Broncos. In Donahue's mock, Denver trades up to land Omarion Hampton. So here's the question. If Jeanty is off the board, would Hampton be the right call at 20? Some fans are already leaning toward Trayvon Henderson, who's been gaining a lot of attention lately. Which one would you prefer if Jeanty's gone? Another top mock drafter, Ryan McChrystal, also has Jeanty going to the Raiders at 6. With the Bears and Cowboys selecting the same players as Donahue predicted. In his version, the Broncos take Trayvon Henderson. So now we've looked at 3 different mock drafts, 2 from highly accurate sources, and each tells a different story. This is exactly what makes the draft so exciting. Outside of maybe 1 or 2 top picks, everything else is up in the air. And now let's shift to someone even more connected. Longtime Broncos insider Mike Klis, a trusted voice in Denver sports media. He's been following the team for decades and always offers valuable insight. Veteran Broncos insider Mike Klis recently shared his take on the draft, and he made it clear he'd be shocked if Denver's first-round pick isn't one of the following names: Colston Loveland, TE Michigan, Trayvon Henderson, RB, Omarion Hampton, RB, Tyler Warren, TE Penn State, Walter Nolan, DL, Matthew Golden, WR, Quinshan Judkins, RB, Derek Harmon, DL, Kenneth Grant, DL. So let's say Ashton Jeanty is off the board. Who should the Broncos target next? Personally, here's how I'd rank those options in terms of excitement. At the top of my list is Tyler Warren. His size, versatility, and toughness scream long-term impact. Pairing him with Evan Engram in a two tight end set, that could give Denver a powerful, dynamic look for years to come. Warren brings that classic Big Ten toughness and would fit right into an offense looking for balance and versatility. Next up, Trayvon Henderson. Some mocks have him going in the second round, so taking him at 20 might feel like a bit of a reach. But sometimes the so-called reaches turn out to be the smartest moves. Think about Bo Nix last year. Many questioned that pick, and now it looks like it might have been the right call. If Sean Payton sees something special in Henderson, Broncos fans should trust that vision. At number 3, I'd go with Colston Loveland. His production dipped a bit last season, mostly because of inconsistent quarterback play, but when he was paired with J.J. McCarthy, he showed flashes of big-time talent. In an offense run by Sean Payton, Loveland's potential could be unlocked. We've seen what Payton can do with physical pass-catching tight ends, and Loveland fits that mold perfectly. What's also interesting here is that if Denver passes on a running back in the first round, it could mean Payton has a plan to grab a sleeper later in the draft. Maybe a mid-round guy he believes can develop into a major contributor. That would signal confidence in the process and in the team's scouting. So now I want to hear from you. Out of these 9 players, which one would get you the most hyped if the Broncos called their name on draft night? Let me know in the comments, and no matter who they take, there's a lot for Broncos country to be excited about this year.